Hey, just real quick, I'm a simple guy. Some of you might remember me from last election cycle. I ran for about 30 days. Same thing this cycle. You know why? I am not part of the Republican Party for the reasons of I believe the Republican Party has left us. I feel that there's actually two established Republican parties. You have the establishment Maine and then the regular Republican Party that still believe in God, conservative values, and being fiscally conservative, taking care of our kids. I find myself on that side. Why I ran again is because of the bills that are coming out of the House. I believe as a Republican, I don't believe that pedophilia is a disorder. I don't believe our tax dollars should be paying for transgender surgery. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, the House passed HB 1013. The original version, HB 1013 that passed, this was all in the original bill. So I'm not saying anything that's not factual. Fact check me, HB 1013, original bill, all those things are there. I also believe that the school board works for the parents don't work for the school board. I believe in being fiscally conservative. Last election cycle, everyone's talking about, inflation's going up, gas is going up, but yet our legislators decided to pass a 4% tax increase this year. The American people, the people of Georgia are getting left out. Yeah, they want to hang their hat on constitutional carry, but now we have red flag laws, part of the new HB bill. So, you can't have one without the other. Either you're Second Amendment or you're not. Second, everyone's talking about growth. As a state representative, everyone kind of forgets what a state representative actually is supposed to do. The state representative is supposed to listen to the people and then have the district that they represent on the guide of and work with it and get the direction and the vision of the people that actually live there. It's not like you go and you get elected and then you go vote for somebody like David Ralston to be the Speaker of the House. They haven't passed one fiscally conservative, bill since they've been up there. Nobody, this room is probably divided, and then that's fine, But that's why I believe that we need a new direction. So the biggest reason why I'm running again is one question. What part of the Republican Party are you? When you go to vote, which Republican Party are you? Are you the one for things like HB 1013, expanding Obamacare? Obamacare is being expanded in Georgia. It got voted on. So now we have more government overreach. Is that what you want in your lives? You want more government overreach? I believe we should have less government. Not only should we have less government, if I was elected, I would go up there, stop government where it's at, and let's shrink it. Like, why can't we do that? But yet we got Obamacare expansion now. Stuff like that. We have red flag laws. Now we can say that we can trash the Fifth Amendment because somebody might think you're crazy. Well, somebody might think you're crazy because HB 1013 just says the school can now assess your kids mentally without your consent. Why are we giving the schools those kind of powers? That's not a Republican thing. That's a Democrat thing. Democrats like the school boards. Look at Virginia. They have a Republican governor now because he decided that he was going to go against the school boards and give it back to the parents. And that's what we have here in Georgia. We don't have that. So that's why I'm running. I'm a very simple guy. I spent 15 years of my life, 7 in the United States Marine Corps, fighting terrorists overseas. I got out for a little bit. I liked it so much. I enlisted in the Army and spent 8 years as an Army Ranger fighting back overseas again. It's simple. It's simple. Don't tell anybody or don't tell the Army or the Marine Corps I would have done it for free because I believe God blessed me with doing something. I'm serious. I really enjoyed it. I would have done it for free. Not too many people can say they actually did something they loved and got to have it, But I say this because I believe, you need to have a proven war fighter. I don't believe in rubbing elbows with politicians. I believe in the people. I come from the people. Now, I try not to tell anybody this, so in full transparency, I actually grew up about 40 minutes outside of Compton in Los Angeles, California. I don't have those views. I just grew up in California. But why I say that to you is because where I lived, 45 minutes outside of Compton, was nice growing up. And then the Democrats took over, they dropped school districting, and next thing you know, all the gangbangers moved out from Los Angeles, from Compton into our areas. They brought expansion, they brought the public transit, because next thing you know, the MART's gonna be up here. You bring the MART up here, let me tell you what's gonna happen. For some of you that don't really understand what's going on right now, MS-13's in Gainesville. I'm not trying to scare anybody, this is public knowledge. MS-13's in Gainesville. MS-13 is in Gainesville, who's backed by the drug cartels.
Amen.
We know this because they on Lumpkin Campground Road, the Exxon gas station that's right there, they tagged that. And anybody that's not familiar with gangs tag to mark property. It's what they do. So if MS-13 feels that's comfortable enough to come here on 400 to start tagging property, that means Dawsonville's theirs. Now you got a choice to do. What are you going to do? You're going to fight? So not only, but here's the thing. Here's about being a Marine and an Army Ranger that you guys get. Yeah, I'll say stuff. I'll say what's wrong, but I have a solution for it. And here's a simple solution. Right? You got MS-13, right? Coming up in Dawson. We don't want our kids on heroin. We don't want our kids getting hit by a drive. The outlets are already getting looted from people coming up. You get the MART and transportation, they're just going to bring their drugs up on the train, drop them off, and go back home. Then you're going to have a gang war going on, whoever gets to control 400. But here's my solution. The biggest issue I see is all the counties are on their own islands. Sheriff John's a great dude, love him to death. It is in his office. You don't pick up the phone and talk to Stacey Gerard in Lumpkin County. They don't call Hall County. They don't call Forsyth County. They don't call any of those guys. Nobody shares intelligence. So my solution is simple. Andrew Clyde, U.S. Congressman. Hey, Andrew, I need 2 U.S. Marshals to come down from D.C. I want a task force. I want an anti-gang task force. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 officers from Dawson, 2 officers from Hall, 2 officers from Forsyth, 2 officers from Lumpkin, and 2 officers from Forsyth County, and we're going to deputize them U.S. Marshals. Why is that important? Because it gives them federal probable cause versus local probable cause. So you have these officers will now be deputized U.S. Marshals, and all they do is they go after drugs and gangs. And they'll do it for a year. And then what happens after a year? Then we swap them out and bring in officers that have worked hard in the community and reward them to come on the task force. Now, those officers that have been on the task force for a year, they can now go out and start teaching other officers what they learned on the street to be even better officers. And guess what? It's free. To bring U.S. it's free.
We've already paid for it.
Who's going to pay for it?
We've already paid for it.
Exactly, it's free. And guess what? Now Stacey Gerard calls, hey, Jeff Johnson, and now everyone's communicating. You know, it's simple things, and this is what you get. For me, everyone talks about election fraud. We had our legislators up there whining about water bottles, how close they could be to who cares? Who literally cares about a water bottle? Here's my solution. Simple guy. Georgia has 159 counties. Well, congratulations. Let's make all county 1 point. 1 point for every statewide election. Governor, lieutenant governor, president, vice president. Make it 1. So White County is worth 1 point. DeKalb is worth 1 point. So the Democrats can have 20 million votes in Fulton and DeKalb, but guess what? It's worth 1 point. White County's worth 1 point. Guess what? The people in the rural counties have the same voice as the people in DeKalb and Fulton. Look at the map. Trump has more coverage than Verizon. He's 10 deep. But he lost because of Milwaukee, Atlanta, Philadelphia. He lost that. And we now look where we're at. I mean, thanks for being here, by the way, because everyone here paid $5 a gallon for gas to come here tonight. After stopping at Walmart and paying $27 for a steak. It's simple things like that. You know, everyone's talking about the apartment. I've been saying this for 2 years. Last election cycle, I brought up for 6 months that Dawson has grown so fast. For 6 months, they didn't have a ladder truck for the fire department. How are you going to put out a fire on a multi-structural building without a ladder truck? How do you do it? I don't know. The answer for the ambulances, there's 3 ambulances in this county. And that was before the 5,000 new senior citizen assisted living that they're bringing in, who, by the way, and they shouldn't, there's no property tax there. And all the apartments that everyone keeps talking about, they don't pay property tax or they don't pay school tax either, but they're going to use the schools and EMS and fire and all the roads anyways too. That's the problem. So where does that money come from? It comes from the homeowners. That's why everybody's house gets assessed every year. They go, when's the last time property taxes went down? When was the last time the school tax went down? Heck, they raised the school tax during COVID. School wasn't even open. Raised it 3.5%. School ain't open. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't pay teachers. I love teachers. But like President Trump always says, it's business. Where we get, hey, I don't mind. Let's pay them all $1 million a year. Let's get some like MIT graduates and Vanderbilt graduates and doctors and surgeons. Have people that we breed out of here to come back here and fix this place. So we all can get on and enjoy life together.
Tyler, you got half a minute left.
Sorry
Is there
about
any
that.
questions? You got one right there. Go ahead.
I work with Michael Bogus, another candidate in
Yeah.
the district. I'm sure you probably know.
Yeah.
I have a question, like, how are you going to, like you said, you want to hear from the people, you want to be the voice of the people. How are you going to be in touch with just the common man, right? The common person. How are you going to get their voices and opinions?
So one of the things I learned in being in the military, if there's anybody in the military, they all experience the same thing. We have what's called an after-action review or a hot wash. So what that means is every time we have a mission or we do some type of training, there's 3 questions that are asked. What was supposed to happen, what did happen, and what's the better way to improve it for next time. So if I'm elected, you're going to get, because I'm retired, you're going to get 24/7 of me. So you'll have a guaranteed, every county, every place, you'll have a guaranteed after action of what I did during session. This is what I voted on. This is how I voted. What do you guys think? General consensus. Okay. Oh, 27 didn't like that. 30 did. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. 30. We're going to go that way. You'll have that before and after every session. Then I'll go out and I'll say, hey, look, what do you guys need? Because that's the problem. Politicians don't do that because they don't care.
No, they don't care about the common man's opinion.
No. And my thing, one thing I learned about killing terrorists for so long, always follow the money. I encourage everybody in this room to pull donations. Look at the donations and look who's got donations from land developers, from real estate developers, because there's a reason why $600,000 houses are being built in Dawson and they never have before. There's reasons for that. And ask yourself, are those houses for the people of Dawson or are those for people that are moving out from Dawson, from like Forsyth County and Buckhead area? Ask yourself that question. Because if you have kids that are 18 and graduate high school, ask yourself if they can afford that $500,000 house. If not, they're probably living with you.
Thank you very much.
What is your name?
Tyler?
Tyler Cody.
Tyler what? And it's Tyler Toad.